Hey guys, it's Albert. A couple weeks ago was the anniversary of 9/11, the terrorist attacks on the Twin Towers. And like a lot of you who are my age, you can look back and you remember where you were on that day. And there was a lot of action on Twitter throughout the day of people using the hashtag #NeverForget. And I didn't think much of it. It's been a while since 9/11. It's not still fresh in my mind. It's not the thing that it used to be for me. It doesn't define, hopefully anyway, our country's existence like it did for a few years. But then towards the end of the day, my friend Joseph Devon posted a tweet that said, "I don't know, I'm okay forgetting." And that made me start to think about the whole idea of the never forget mentality. Because on the one hand, I understand, we're not going to forget, first of all, and we shouldn't try to expunge an event like that from history. And if there was some danger of that happening, I would say, yes, absolutely, we need to have this sense of history to be able to look back and say, this is the thing that happened, how can we prevent it, what does it mean for us today? But I think a lot of the idea behind never forget is almost unhealthy a little bit. I think that there is a little bit of, let's dredge up those feelings again, let's dredge up that horror and that emotion again. And seeing Joseph's tweet, because Joseph lives in New York, he was there when the towers fell. He helped clean up afterwards. And if anyone was truly deeply affected by that event, it would have been him. And while I think that it's a good idea to remember, in a historical sense, the things that have happened to our country, I don't know that it's a good idea to hold on to that emotion, that terror, that grief, that bitterness that came directly after those towers fell. And I don't necessarily condemn those immediate reactions. I think that, we all had to process things in our own ways. But forgetting is an important thing to do. It's not saying that those events weren't important, but as human beings, forgetting means that we can move on. We don't have to have that memory raw in our mind every single day. We don't have to have it brought up to us, because we have to be able to cope. And I don't think that it benefits us to dredge up the terror and the grief over and over again each year on the anniversary. We need to remember the people. I think it's important that people who died that day are honored. But I think in a larger sense, we need to let go. We need to let go of bitterness and anger and fear and grief and move on with our lives. We need to rebuild. They're rebuilding on that site. They're not leaving it a rubble, just nothing. They said, all right, well, that happened, and it's a thing, and it was sad, but this is prime real estate, buddy, and we're putting a building here, and we'll make it a memorial and all that stuff and put plaques up, but we're going to sell some office space in this giant building when they eventually get it built. And I like that. I like that we don't have to hang on to things. I like that we don't have to hold on to the bad. Let's hold on to the good things. Let's never forget the sunsets and the times we get to walk with our children and hold our loved ones close. Let's remember those things and keep them in our minds. And let the bad stuff fade away. That's what I think anyway. If you think different, feel free to leave a comment. If you like this video, I know it's a little bit of a downer this time, But hit the like button if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more. They're not all like this. Sometimes I can get excited. And I'll see you next time with something else.